All right, I got 40 seconds to talk about the hottest video game magazine on the planet. That's right, mister. I'm talking
Journey to the Minus World.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, humans and non-humans alike, welcome to the debut episode of a new podcast from R24 called Journey to the Minus World. Gordy, what is this show about?
Well, this show is about old gaming magazines.
Why did I call you Gordy? Because your name is Boss Battle Gordy. You are one of the co-hosts of this show, whereas I am Autumn Ronan.
Autumn Ronan?
Autumn.
Or is
I'm like
Adam?
Autumn Ronan. Not to be confused with Spring Ronan and Summer Ronan. Guys, this is a new podcast where we take, we experimented with this with episode, I think it was 12 of the Boss Battle Show, where we were like, we didn't have any news to talk about or anything to talk about. So we're like, let's go through some old GamePros and old video game magazines and reminisce.
Yes.
And we had a lot of fun doing it. And we're like, let's make a new show on that. So Journey to the Minus World is where we will break it up into 10 episode seasons. And in each season, we will be breaking down various issues of old video game magazines.
Yes.
Today, we are starting in with issue 1 of GamePro, which launched in April of 1989. So the premise of the show essentially is we're just going to be going page by page, reminiscing, looking at it, and just laughing and just having a gay old time, so to speak.
Cool.
So let's break. Here we are, the cover. The first thing that I want you to take notice at, Gordy, says GamePro, premiere issue.
GamePro.
Underneath that, to the left, you have something that you won't see these days.
Yeah.
A price of $3.50. That was cheap.
Dude, yeah.
But not really back then.
Back then it was like, what, $3.50?
This is 1989. So to an 8-year-old and a 9-year-old, $3.50 was a lot of money.
Yes.
But yeah, so this is pre-everything, so to speak. 1989, this is before console wars. Before Nintendo and Sega were head-to-head, before Genesis does what Nintendo don't, before it all. And this magazine is focusing on Nintendo, Sega, and Atari, because this is before Atari and was pushed out of the game, so to speak. And it's cool. We have some nice cover art here, some generic drawings of a football guy, which I assume is a reference to Tecmo Bowl, maybe.
Who can say? There was a few games trying to approximate football.
Yeah. This nice barbarian who has really small arms in proportion, it looks like. And then this commando guy. Fair play is I only went through the first few pages of this issue because I was like, you know what? I want to experience it hands-on as we record.
Yes.
So I don't know if these are in reference to actual games.
Can we talk about the text in the bottom left corner? I love this. This is so cool.
The text that you can't quite see, but it's there. It says hot tips on pre-release games. Triple your scores.
Triple your score. Scores were such a big thing.
Yeah.
They're so important.
I wonder if I can just bring this. There you go. There you can see it.
Yeah.
I'm going to just shrink this a little so they could see.
Yep.
Guys, we're going to do very little editing for this on the YouTube segment. We just want you to experience the magazine. There. Fun. Okay. Awesome. Very nice. Yeah. Triple your scores. Hot tips on pre-release games. Interesting.
And the pros show their secrets. At that time, the pros were just like the Conan O'Brien nerd stereotype.
Yeah, the pros were just dudes fucking chilling in a office in Chicago writing with this magazine. They weren't real pros. There was no esports. There was no nothing like this.
Yeah.
Shall we move on to page 2?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, page 2. Become an Atarian. This is very interesting. So, introducing the Atarian. What a fucking dumb word that is.
Yeah,
I can't wrap my head around. For only $15 for Atari owners. Here is your chance to become a charter member. The only club is just for Atari owners. Join the Atarian Club, and we'll send you an Atari t-shirt, a custom designed sew-on patch, and Atarian membership card. Charter members will also get a 1-year subscription to Atarian Magazine. I wonder if it was owned by the same parent company that owned GamePro, because why would you be advertising under their magazine?
Yeah.
Featuring stories, blah, 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 15. Yeah, this is crazy. I remember these types of things that existed in all kinds of magazines where you would cut out pieces of the pages, mail them in for different fucking things. Yeah. Terrible art.
Dude, so bad. The art style in here, that's probably why the Atarian didn't last.
I want to send this. Every time I see these in modern day, I want to send these in and see if anything ever happens to whoever is currently residing at this address.
Yes, I want to be a charter member of the Atarian Club. It shows up at some dude's house.
All right, let's move on to page 3 here. Page 3 is another ad. Bobble is dynamite for your NES. Bobble. It was dynamite. Ads are the best thing about these magazines, I think, in my opinion.
They're pretty great. Taito, interesting.
Any thoughts there? Did you play Bobble?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I mostly just played it in the arcade. It's just one of those ones where it's like, oh, there's a Bobble machine, and like when you're done playing a game you want to play, in between and you're indecisive, you run over to Bobble.
Moving on to the next page, where you get into the contents of the magazine with its sweet-looking 80s layout there with the contents spray painted on the brick. It's cool. The first thing you can see there is, can you handle the newest in-game technology on page 6? That's the Power Glove right there, Gordy.
Yeah, dude, I see it right there.
It's so bad.
It's so bad.
It's so bad. This is great. But why look at what's in the magazine when we can look at what's in the magazine?
Ooh.
Moving on to the next page. Here we are. An ad for the Power Glove. This is everything.
Dude, everything else is child's play.
Oh, it is. It is. It so is. Everything else is. The Power Glove, you plug it in like it's any joystick. But the similarity stops there. Because now you don't just guide the action. You are the action. 3D sensors track the position. The Power Glove was so fucking cool. I didn't have it. Did you have it?
Oh, God, no. Like, only those kids like Tommy or the kids
Kelly
that
Tripto.
had everything. Kelly Tripto,
that son of a bitch.
had.
Who's Tommy?
Glove. Tommy lives down the street.
Tommy.
Yeah, I don't remember his last name, but
Tommy, he had the Ninja Turtles before I did.
He had all of
was
everything made by NES.
Yeah.
Nintendo. Jerk.
He looked like this, too. He was a complete tool.
Yeah.
Fucking Tommy. Okay. Next page. Welcome to GamePro. This is cool because it's like a little thing from the editor-in-chief, Don Farrell. He's basically just like, check this out. A new, fun, flashy, full of information that you want to see and read. That's what you're holding in your hands now, or simultaneously 30 years in the future, looking at on your electronic tablets. Very interesting. GamePro. Little did we know that for the next 20 plus years, this would be a household name for gaming news.
Yeah.
Pre-internet. Very cool. Moving on. Next page. All new prices on Atari video games. Atari is 2 for 2 so far in their ads in this magazine. Look at these consoles. Only $59.99 for an Atari 7800 and $40, Gordy, for an Atari 2600.
Ugh, look at that jump machine over there on the left.
Do we not like the 7800?
I don't like the controllers on that one. I thought they were
stupid. Oh, yeah, because they look like weird... They look very dildo.
Yes, that's what class they are.
Yeah. Oh, look at these games. The Atari Advantage. Now when you buy an Atari game cartridges for your system, you'll become eligible to win... Looks like it says voyable. Voyable prizes.
Voyable prizes, for sure.
Does that say voyable?
I don't know what that is, but it's...
Is that like a weird... Like, it just forgot to...
Voyable?
Oh, yeah, the A's look like O's. Okay. So it is valuable.
But
for us, for presentation's sake, it's voyable as fuck.
It is a secret quest. Cool. Yeah. Moving on.
Moving on. The cutting edge, Gordy's. Slip your hand into action. Oh boy, will I ever! This is cool. So following up on the ad for the Power Glove, now we have an a full-on thing where they talk about it.
Yes. Look at this picture here. First impression of that picture.
Well, the first impression of this picture is Tommy is listening to us outside, being like, "Can we come in and play?" And he's like, "Nah, bitches." That's fucking cool.
Yeah, great ad. Reminds me of that Maxwell ad.
Yeah,
where he's like sitting in the chair and the shit's blown away from the sound.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. There's some fucking fine print down at the bottom that says Data Glove System was designed and developed for NASA as part of the Virtual Environment Workstation. That's cool. I didn't know anything about that.
Dang. Interesting. Yeah. I got to read about that later.
And then page 2 of it really kind of... Oh, this is another piece of tech that they're showcasing.
Yep.
The U-Force. So that was the thing about the early 90s going in all the way through to the late 90s was third-party peripherals.
Oh,
Mad Catz coming in hot to be Player 2's controller and your little brother and shit. U-Force, that never made its way into any of my hands.
No, this is more plastic junk in the back of corner of
U-Force is compatible with virtually all NES games, and for many titles, it substantially improves play value. Look for this super product in late spring 1989. Oh, man. It's funny because this issue dropped in late spring of 1989. So maybe simultaneously. Gordy, here's an ad for GamePro. Subscribe for only $19 for the whole year.
Holy crap.
I mean, I remember like back in like 2002, I was subscribed to Maxim magazine, and it was like $25 or like $30 or something for the year. But it was good material. I never subscribed to any of the game magazines though. We got a cool advertisement for Dodgeball here. Dodgeball was super cool. I remember playing that all the time.
Love that game.
Look at that fucking dude. He's like breaking his neck.
Dude, dying. Look at him. He's like crumpling.
Also, I never played a game of dodgeball where we played with fucking volleyballs. That would be very uncomfortable to get
oh my god,
a fucking volleyball upside your head. We always played with those
soft
little foamy balls.
Yep.
Which were still could really nail you. Personality profile. Because when I look at balding middle-aged men who go home to Moria in the middle to have macaroni and cheese for dinner, I think that's the kind of personality I need to know about. Alan Fetzer didn't know how complex the home video game business until he jumped into it head first last April. Now he maneuvers the Sword of Rastan at an office computer where the workplace slows from furious to fast. On my computer, I've got a games directory where I keep 4 or 5 of the games we're about to release. They relieve stress and tension. Oh, boy.
Okay.
No, not Lester the Unlikely. What's that
Leisure
game?
Suit Larry?
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
He was 35. He was hired by Taito.
Interesting.
What the fuck? This picture's of a 35-year-old?
I hope not. Oh, my God.
Are you kidding me right now? I'm 36.
This guy right here.
Look how dreamy I am compared to this man.
He needs stress relief.
He does. Holy shit, he looks like he's pushing 60.
Yeah, dude.
Dang, dude. People in the 80s were all kinds of dead almost. That's crazy. Got another thing there. A couple games he's working on. Renegade.
I'm
pretty excited about this next page, though, because this is something that I loved very much. Hot at the Arcades was a staple all through almost all of GamePro back when arcades were in fashion.
Full swing, yeah.
Full swing. And I would, whenever I'd pick up a new issue of GamePro, I would swoop on over to Hot at the Arcades to see what was coming to the arcades, what was out, what kind of new Mortal Kombat information could I find. And right here, this is the very first instance of Hot at the Arcades. Double Dragon 2, The Revenge. And then on the next page, Narc and Power Drift. I remember Narc. Narc was cool.
Narc. And Double
Narc. Snarf. Yeah, man, that's crazy. I don't even think by the time 1989 hit, at 8 years old, I'd even fucked around in arcades that much.
Yeah?
I don't even know if there was a lot of arcades around here in the...
There's a couple of them.
I mean, probably there was. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm stupid.
But I mean, we were like that second wave of arcades. You know, where you had the light guns and the driving games and everything. Games and you stuff. Know, the 90s.
Yeah, totally. All right, so here we're going into Pro View. You can see here it's Operation Wolf. I guess this is like, Pro View. So, clever. Preview. This is play on words because it's GamePro that we're looking at.
Very clever, fellas.
So this was a game that was coming out, doesn't quite say, Nintendo Pro View. So this must have been coming out on the NES. I don't remember Operation Wolf. Do you?
I don't. It doesn't. It looks kind of like, I don't even know. I've never played it, though.
Game Maker. That's funny. Game Maker and Machine. They didn't even call them like developers back then. Game Maker and the console was Nintendo. Level of play, intermediate to advanced, game type, action, adventure. Number of missions, 6.
Whoa.
Best feature, amazing graphics. Are we sure?
Looks like Metal Gear, kind of.
Yeah, totally.
Love it.
Next Pro View looks like Adventures of Lolo. I vaguely remember this.
Yeah, I remember it.
Adventures of Lolo.
So Adventures of Lolo.
Switches, and then there's an ad for that, and then the next page.
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Adventures of Lolo is on the Nintendo's current incarnation of the Virtual Console.
The Virtual Console?
Yeah.
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah, I believe so. And yeah, a lot of people played it.
I remember it, but I don't quite remember it here. Yeah, looks interesting.
Yeah, it was fine.
And then we got a continuation ad from HAL America there with Air Fortress and Vegas Dream for Nintendo NES. Games were sparse there. There was not really a whole lot to really pick from back then. All right, then we got another preview for Bubble, as we saw for an ad for earlier in the show here.
Couple previews there for it. Oh, the page after that though.
Oh, snap, Gordy! Don't tease him. Don't tease them. Okay, so we got Nickelbrook, Bubble. Yeah, let's go to the next page.
Yeah,
which is more, and then bum. Boy, Adventure Island.
Yeah,
this was a game that is near and dear to my heart. I loved Adventure Island.
Yeah, me too. I was there with you. I played a lot of it.
Yeah. Let's take a look at it. Looks like they're showcasing it. This game was the fucking bee's shit. It was essentially just a side-scroller if you haven't played it. There was 3 iterations. There was Adventure Island, then they had Adventure Island 2, and then they had Super Adventure Island on the Super Nintendo. This is way cool. I remember specifically sitting in my mom's kitchen, because remember I had the Nintendo set up in there, in my mom's kitchen on the table. On the counter. And both of us just playing through Adventure Island 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And
I played this
super cool
at a lot of friends' houses. It was a tough game.
Don't act like you had other friends other than me, because I didn't have any. That's awesome.
Also, this dude looks like some kind of derpy ass surfer, which is weird because he does not look. This is some weird art, folks.
Yeah. It's weird that the artists making these games back then did not understand proportions.
They didn't.
Yeah, he looks like this fucking crazy Hawaiian guy who wants to be like, carve it. You know?
Carve it.
Yeah, Adventure Island was sick. If you haven't played that yet, you definitely should. I think it's on NES Classic, so pick one of those up and play it. We got another Sega Pro View for Shinobi.
Oh, shit.
Vaguely remember Shinobi?
Yeah.
I think. And we got an ad for Shinobi on the next page, but it might strike a little bit more for you.
Yeah, what I remember is that title screen on the previous page at the bottom right.
Yeah, same here.
So the thing about Shinobi, I thought that it wasn't as good as Ninja Gaiden, which the character he's much larger.
Ninja Gaiden was already out by this time, wasn't it?
I think so. I think Ninja Gaiden came first.
Okay.
Could be wrong, but it's weird. He can crawl, which is different. And you throw the stars and walk back and forth. It's your typical ninja game of the time. Yeah. I didn't beat this one.
I don't remember if I even played it. It's possible. go back to this ad. Super cool picture though.
Yeah,
this guy understands
cool.
proportions.
Ninjas,
Whoever drew
man.
that, ninjas were fucking dope. This reminds me of the '80s movies, American Ninja.
Oh shit!
Where they had like 15 sequels. I love those movies so much.
Yeah.
And then Mark of the Ninja or Mask of the Ninja.
Probably
do you remember,
both.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
Super cool. All right. Then we got another Sega preview for R-Type. So we got there 2 pages. I remember R-Type very well. R-Type was that specific game that was like a side-scrolling where you had your ship and were shooting things. Super fucking cool. I played the shit out of R-Type. Did you play it?
I was more
Was
of
there an
a
R-Type on Nintendo too?
R-Type. Yeah, I believe so. I played it in the arcades a little bit, or where did I? So I played a little bit of R-Type. I actually was more of a Life. Will they call it Life Force here? Salamander, whatever series Salamander is a part of.
Yeah,
that's the one that I played a little bit more of.
Cool. Yeah, very cool. Then we got another ad here. Oh fuck yeah! Moving on here, getting past here to this next ad. Here, something fun. So let me tell you a story. So my parents back in the 80s bought, you know this, so I'm mostly telling them, but yes. I'm referencing you because you're next to me. They bought a video rental store. So they wanted to become entrepreneurs. There was a mom and pop video rental store. The guy that was selling it, I believe his name was John, wanted to sell it to my parents for them to become the new owners. And I'd never had a Nintendo before this, right?
Okay.
And as part of selling it, he gave my parents a huge cardboard box with an NES and just a library of like 40 games. This was, I can't remember when it was. It was like mid 80s. Maybe it was late 80s, but I don't know. But I remember that was my first instance of playing the Nintendo, my first instance with Mario and shit like that. And my brother and I went digging through and found this game called Zevis, which you can see here, and plugged it in, and we played it till we must have burnt the cartridge out. We played the shit out of it. But I remember always thinking I'd always call it Exodus because I didn't understand the dumb English language that we speak every day.
Yeah.
And it was, just so seeing that is very nostalgic for me.
Oh, wow.
Super
That's
cool.
Cool.
Dr. and Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, I remember the cover to that game being like super cool and kind of horrorish. I never played it though.
Yeah, me either. But yeah, he's got like the green half of the face.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you remember, Gordy. Member berries. Next page. Let me go. It's fucking good. Look at this. Desert Falcon. This is an Atari preview. So this is a preview for Desert Falcon where you've got this really upset Egyptian guy who wakes up where he's into his Sphinx and he's like, man, I don't feel so good. And he starts puking out a bunch of locusts.
I never played this one, admittedly.
I
that
didn't
art is great.
I didn't, I don't think I had, did I have Ataris?
Did I
have a 2600?
I remember your Sega Master System.
Yeah, I remember I had the Sega Master System. I don't think I had any Ataris.
Yeah, I don't recall you ever having one.
So yeah, that went by the wayside. The next page is of a big ass bird. So he's going to battle with this board. He's like, oh, you fucking raven ass bitch. Take these bugs. And then he's like, good shit. Next page, we got another Atari preview for Mario Bros. This is crazy. So this is back when like Nintendo would still license out stuff to other consoles. They had a brief stint where they did that here and there. Mario Brothers, of course, for those of you uninitiated or you too young to know, was a precursor to Super Mario Brothers. Totally different style game. Not really that cool.
It's a head-to-head.
It's a head-to-head where you've tried to commit murder against your brother.
Yeah, using turtles.
You had to kill these fucking crabs and weird Mickey Mouse bugs and shit. Next page. Good stuff. There they are. There's the Mario Bros.
Yep.
Hooked on the brothers.
Cannot be.
Next page. Secret weapons. This looks like this is probably... Oh, yeah. This is like cheat codes and shit.
Oh, my God. Look at this one on the right.
What do you got?
Look at the title of that game.
Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Yep. Before Punch-Out was branded.
Yeah, because
split ways with Mike Tyson.
Why did they split ways?
Mike Tyson bit some dude's ear off.
That was in the 90s.
Or did he get in a fight?
Or did he rape somebody?
No, he
I mean, he did all
anyone.
these things.
Yeah, he did some bad things. Mike Tyson. Why don't you cover some of that?
Mike Tyson's Punch Out. To play another world circuit, do the following. Type in 135-792-4680 and hold down select and buttons A and B. So that's fucking cool. And it actually reminds me of like a phone number that you would hear like 865-739.
Yeah.
135-792-4680.
Okay.
What do you got?
So around the gold version, blah, Nintendo. Oh, so this is explaining why it's called Mike Tyson's, because someone from Nintendo attended a match, but I'm not finding exactly what I want. So.
No. Oh, look at that though. This is crazy. You're witnessing history in the making right now. Below everything, you can see Contra, 30 free lives. As soon as the title screen stops scrolling, quickly press on the controller, up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, then start. You can also select 2 players and do the same trick. That's fucking crazy. This
right here,
this is the first, probably the first print publication of the infamous Konami code.
Yes, that's so cool. Konami code. There's a couple other codes that came out at the same time, but this is the big one that everyone knows.
Yeah. Steal lives. When you're killed, hold down buttons A and B at the same time and you'll rejoin partner on the screen. I don't know if I knew about that one.
That is a pro tip. And just so you know, beating Contra without this 30 lives thing
it was impossible. It's not impossible. Did you do it?
I can get pretty far.
I don't think I've even beat Contra with the 30 lives.
I can beat Contra with 20 of my 30 lives left over, or I could.
Back when you had the skills.
Yeah.
Because kids had more skills than adults.
What the hell?
The other half of the page of this, we got some afterburner codes. Legend of Zelda. What? To start immediately into the second quest, type in Zelda for the character name and register it.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah, everybody kind of did, because so many kids, when they first got the cartridge, just named the character after the game, you know?
Because
they didn't know Link was the pro tag. So.
Everyone thought that Zelda was Link.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, that was one of those ones where you just ended up. That one, the 3 codes that come to mind since we're looking at this is the putting Zelda in to play the second quest, the Konami code, and then the Metroid code. What was that kid's name?
It's right here. It's right on this page.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Shit.
it's literally on the page we're looking at.
What is it?
Is that what you're talking about? Where you play the girl in Metroid with a arsenal of weapons? Fun fact about the girl in Metroid was the only character you ever play as.
Yeah, I'm thinking of a different one. It was some kid's name, Brian or something like that. But in Metroid, there was a code where you could put in some kid's name on the first 2 lines and then dots, and everybody was like, "Who is this kid?" and there's some in-depth videos on YouTube explaining how each character affects how the game loads out, and so it's too randomly created for the kid's name to be anything. It's just a coincidence. So
interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Next page is more cheats, bubble cheats, Fantasy Zone, Black Belt, and then we go into ice hockey.
Justin Bailey.
Oh yeah,
I
remember Justin Bailey.
Yeah. So Justin Bailey
I didn't
code
know him personally, but
and Konami and Zelda.
Funny.
Those were the big ones.
Well, look at this too. Adventure Island right there. So you want to continue? Find the Hudson Soft Bee insignia on the first level by jumping straight up at the end where the carrot is. The bee is in an egg. It's fucking.
What a weird sentence.
Yeah, it's weird and very ominous. Goonies 2. Hell yeah.
Oh god. Let me tell you about Goonies.
It's fun. You tell me, because it's the only official sequel that exists.
Oh shit.
Is that what you're about to say?
Oh no, I was just gonna say I played this when I was a kid. It was hard.
Oh.
Color scheme.
Was it a
awful
JLA fucking shitty movie tie-in like the Back to the Future and all those?
Well, wait, what do you mean?
You know, JLA did the Back to the Future games, and it was they had the fucking rainbow symbol, and they notoriously made
JLA.
bad tie-in games.
It was a bad tie-in game. I don't know if it was JLA, but it was bad.
But is that what am I saying that right? Was that company called JLA?
Oh, I don't know. I can't remember the name of it, but let's look it up. JLA Game Company.
Games. Cayman Islands.
Company. This was one of those companies. It's just going to give me results about Justice League.
It might not be JLA. I'm wrong, probably.
But this was one of those companies that was really hard. I used to have nightmares about this game.
Really?
Nightmares about frickin' Goonies 2.
I used to have nightmares about Ninja Turtles. Boy, they had a bunch of...
there it is, right here. Scroll up one page. We were talking about R-Type. Life Force is the game that I played. I like that more than R-Type for some reason.
And look at that. 30 free lives. Same trick as for Contra.
Yeah.
Little did you know that it was the Konami code.
Yep.
Very cool. Mighty Bomb Jack, 1943, Gradius, Iron Tank. Tons of pages of codes here, guys, because that was the thing. Cheats were a really big deal back in the 80s and 90s. Game got you baffled? Our next issue will feature a new section, Ask the Pros. Our game pros will solve your unsolvable problems or answer any tough questions you have. So send them and we'll solve them. So if you get stuck in a game, you have 2 options. You have 3 options.
3.
One option, easiest, ask somebody at school who maybe got farther and see, how did you do it? Come over after school, walk me through it, or come over and do it for me, or just write out a diagram or some shit. Option 2, send them a fucking letter to GamePro magazine. Wait 2 or 3 months for someone to publish the issue where they address it. Or option 3, call a 900 number for $38.99 a minute behind your parents' back and ask some 16-year-old who needed a job after school where he was reading off a script. The past was crazy.
Yes.
Next page, next section. Oohs, you guys! Super Mario Brothers 3 in the house. Overseas prospects. So this must have been a preview. Oh, fuck, this is exciting. This is a preview. Encore! The Indomitable Brothers. Mario and Luigi are back with their hopping antics in the second sequel to one of the most spellbinding video games in the world, Super Mario Brothers 3, not yet available in the U.S. market. This game is currently adapted only for use with the Famicom and the Twin Famicom in Japan. So this is the first U.S. print preview of Super Mario Brothers 3. This is awesome. This is fucking cool to see.
It is very cool.
I didn't know this was in this magazine.
8 worlds.
You're experiencing my excitement live at the same time.
This is super cool. So I love the art here, by the way. I think
it's way cool. It's official art. Yeah. If I had a poster of this piece, it'd be fucking sick. Dude, this is so cool.
Can you imagine how mouthwatering this was for, Mario fans at the time? And they had no idea what they were in store for.
Because this game left such a mark on me that it is currently, to this day, in my top 5 games of all time.
Oh, yeah.
I put it just barely above Super Mario World. Like, they're neck and neck with perfection, but this one inches it out ever so slightly just because of nostalgia for just certain memories I have.
Man, if people watched retro games on Twitch, I'd stream frickin' the first 3 Mario games, especially this one.
Well, the only way you can get people to watch is if you can beat it in under 8 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's cool. So they go on a number of pages here. Look at those graphics. Back then, mind was blown out of your skull, probably. Crazy. Next page is a sweet, another peripheral that never made it anywhere into success.
I love this ad.
Got this fucking laser.
Look at this dude over here.
Remote controller. So this is essentially wireless.
Yeah.
Yep. Acclaim's wireless remote controller gives you the power to really get into the action of your favorite Nintendo games. With no wires to tie you down, you can roll and tumble your way through the greatest adventures. It's accurate from up to 30 feet away and features a rapid fire mode. I bet it was not accurate at all.
Oh, dude.
I bet it was really fucking bad.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Freaking Acclaim.
Oh. Pro News Report. Don't know. Oh, so this is like Consumer Electronics Show. Interesting. Okay, so this shows all the new gear and stuff. That's cool. So a couple pages of Consumer Electronics Show. Very cool.
Altered Beast poster.
Next page, short pro shots. What does that even mean?
Short pro shots. They don't explain their segments.
They don't explain their segments here.
New for Nintendo. So here's a list of...
Oh, is it just new games that are coming out?
Snapshots.
Short pro shots? So these are games that just came out.
Yeah, Knight Rider. And Airwolf. Holy shit.
JLF.
JLF.
That's the company I was thinking of.
JLF
Not JLA.
with the rainbow, yeah.
JLF.
They were a publisher?
Cocksuckers. They were a game maker.
Oh, they were a game maker. Yeah,
maker. Predator. Oh, look. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Mega Man 2. Oh, that's the pinnacle of the franchise for the classic games. Was Mega Man 2, everyone's favorite. It's great. And we got, check out these cool products for hot players. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
It's really cool that they were like banking. They're like, you know what? GamePro is going to be a hit. Come out with this first issue. Let's have merch ready. Let's be ready to rock. I never had any of this, but I would have gladly sported GamePro shirts. And I would now, I would wear the fuck out of that shirt if we could find it.
Oh, yeah, dude. $11.95. How much do you suppose it is now?
$11.95. I bet if we were to go on eBay, if you go on eBay right now, Gordy, do it. I believe in you, and search for GamePro shirt 1989.
Okay.
I bet we can find it on there, and I bet it's like $60 or something. That cool like GamePro hat. That's a sweet ass dad hat.
That is. Oh my god, that is a dad hat. I actually don't see it.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's on. What's that? Is that it?
No. But these are, let's see, GamePro shirt. Let's just see what we get.
Let's see what you pop up. Probably nothing. Maybe it's not in existence. So rare.
It's so rare. It's not on eBay. I mean,
well, it's not within the first 15 results. That's for sure. All right. Oh, this is the continuation of their Pro Shots. It was split up by an ad. Goal, Superman Track and Field 2. Pretty sure that Track and Field was one of the rarest Nintendo games that exists. I could be wrong. Adventures of Bayou Billy.
Oh, I remember that.
Did
I
you?
rented that from the rental store in town. I don't remember. It was pre-Blockbuster.
Showtime? Or my mom and dad's store?
It might have been your mom and dad's shop.
Should have been. Maybe the reason they went out of business because you kept renting from other places. Dick. More games. California Games, Gordy.
California Games. Yep.
That's on the C64 Mini.
Yeah, we played that recently on C64.
Fist of the North Star. Oh, shit. Do you think it was super violent?
Yeah, I bet, dude. In all of its pixelated.
Really wish that we could have played Mappy Land.
Mappy Land. Oh, yeah. That looks like a high-profile title.
Mystery Quest. John Elway's quarterback. Hell yeah. He sells cars now.
He does. He's got a dealership in Denver.
Yeah. Ninja Gaiden. Shit, yeah. Taboo. Silkworm. Fuck yeah. Sounds like, Doctor, I think I got a case of the silkworm.
What is this?
Next page. Oh, yeah. Okay. Couple of fun facts. One, GamePro and EGM, they would all showcase art every month from people that would send in. I was working on a piece, and we'll talk about it when we get to that whatever episode that is, where it's in that time frame. Another fun fact is I read nowadays, some of these old magazine editors would say if they didn't have enough pieces that would come in, they would fake commission artwork or have their kids draw artwork or something and showcase it in the magazine if they didn't have enough pieces come in. Which leads me to believe, because this is the very first issue, how would have kids known to send in to GamePro if they didn't know GamePro was ever a thing?
Yeah.
This is probably not a real thing. Yeah. That's funny.
The Hudson
more games coming out. Look at that.
Oh,
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The shittiest, most frustrating thing. Altered Beast, Reggie Jackson Baseball, all classic titles. Pro Challenge Board. What's this? I can't even read that text. It's so
I can't either. The copy of the PDF we have is not.
It's not great. I can't read that, so we have no idea what it is. Here are some challenge scores to get things hopping.
Oh, wow. So
interesting. I don't know if they continued this very long.
Arkanoid Contra. So game scores. Interesting. A scoreboard of high scores?
That's what you would think by Pro's Challenge Board.
Yes, indeed.
And then you get into the closing pages where they're like, hey, this is it. Rip into our next issue, motherfuckers. We're fixing to come and take over your 90s. No one can oppose us, except for maybe EGM, EGM2, and all the other video game magazines that came out.
So the next couple of pages are pretty awesome.
There's a couple of ads. Ooh, yeah.
Do you remember?
Gauntlet!
how awesome the Gauntlet cover art was. Like,
I remember how awesome Gauntlet was as a game. I played that with my mom all the time. It was one of the only games my mom played. We played Gauntlet all the time together. Yeah, it was crazy. I wonder if she remembers.
We got the Frazetta-esque freaking cover art. I love it.
Tengen was crazy, man. They made some real classics. Except for that Pac-Man game. Then we go to this next one. Ooh, oh, man. Oh, guys. Rest in peace. Rest in peace to the Toys R Us. If you're not buying your Nintendo at Toys R Us, you're simply paying too much. Which is really funny because that was part of their death is you paid too much at Toys R Us.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah. Nintendo. Hottest new games of the year coming in the truckload every week. We've got them for less. And that is...
Oh, that's sad.
If you would have just kept that notion. That's the thing. I went to fucking Toys R Us all the time to buy Legos. They were always like $2 more expensive than you can get them at Target.
What's sad here, like bumming me out, is their tag phrase.
Yeah, you'll never outgrow us.
And we in the episode that we had on our channel.
On what? On the vlog channel, which you can check out.
Yeah, we went to Toys R Us the day it closed, and we outgrew Toys R Us.
Well, no, we didn't. It just we outlived it. More like it.
Exactly.
Next page. That's an advertisement for the place we downloaded. The fucking
PDF.
Yeah. This is it. The final page in issue 1 of GamePro was a Toys R Us ad. Yeah. There it is. You'll never outgrow us. And it's funny because Toys R Us is dead. GamePro is dead. Video game magazines are dead. Yeah. But they live through us in Journey to the Minus World. And that brings us to a close on our debut episode. That was fun. That was a fun little nostalgia trip. Yeah, it's only going to get crazier because this was the first issue. Games were kind of in its infancy, hadn't blown up to really take the world by storm yet. But as we get into the rest of the episodes in season 1, the next 9 episodes, we're going to go over some heavy hitters. It's going to be cool.
Yes, join us. We'll dig in.
Super good. Gordy?
Man, blast from the past.
Yeah. You know what else you should do? If you're watching this episode on YouTube? Fucking subscribe. Press that subscribe button. Press that bell so you know when we're live, so you know when new episodes are coming. But if you just want to hear this episode, you can check it out on podcasting services around the world. Say bye, Gordy.
Bye.